Let's talk about another arithmetic operation that probably isn't that familiar to you and may be completely new to you. It's the modulo operator, and sometimes this is called the remainder operator. And in some ways, this is the complement of floor division. With floor division, we said how many times does one number evenly divide into another? Well, the modulo operator says, okay, after you've done that, what's left over? What's the remainder? So as an example of that, let's calculate 13 and take it modulo 5. What's the remainder after we divide 5 into 13? So to obtain the modulo operation, the operator symbol is the percent sign. And this has nothing to do with percentages. We just write the one number modulo the other. So 13 modulo 5, and 5 can go into 13 twice, which would give us 10, and a remainder of 3. So when I hit return, we should see 3, and we do. Now, let's go back to floor division. Let's say we have 1482 seconds, and how many minutes is that? So we'll divide this by 60 and just want how many complete multiples of 60 are there in that. And we get there are 24. So if this is seconds, 1482 seconds, we get that there are 24 minutes in that. But what's left over in terms of seconds from that? Well, we could get that by writing 1482 modulo 60. And there we get 42. So 1482 seconds is 24 minutes and 42 seconds. Now let's try and get a little fancy, and perhaps even a little too fancy, and store these values to variables. So let's write mm meaning minutes and ss meaning seconds, and let's use simultaneous assignment. So we have two variables there on the left of the assignment operator, and let's write 1482 seconds and then floor division by 60. That'll give us the minutes, and 1482 modulo 60, and that'll give us the number of seconds. And now what are mm and ss? Well, 24 minutes and 42 seconds. But let's clean this up a bit, and let's use the print function. Let's write the number of minutes, the number of seconds, and going back a ways to what we've seen before, let's use a separator of a colon, because we often use colon to separate minutes and seconds. Now hitting return, we get something that's nicely formatted. We get 24 minutes and 42 seconds. Now the use of that simultaneous assignment was perhaps overkill. There's no reason that we really needed that there, but there's a built-in function that's called Div Mod that gives us floor division and modulo of two arguments and returns those in a collection, those two values in a collection, and that collection is known as a tuple. We'll see this in just a second. So let's take 1482 as the first argument to this function and 60 as the second argument, and so this will return the floor division of 1482, floor divided by 60, and the modulo of 1482 modulo 60. So hitting return, we see those two values, and they're collected in what's known as a tuple. We'll talk about tuples later, but we can extract the two values using simultaneous assignment. So we could say mm and ss are equal to div mod, that's a built-in function, 1482 and 60. Okay, so what are mm and ss? Well, they're exactly what we had before. This is a convenient way of obtaining both the floor division for the number of multiples of one operand within the other, and carrying out the modulo operation to get the remainder.